It's time.
It's time. Okay. Well, good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, or whenever you're watching this show. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Progressively Yours Health and Wellness Podcast. I am IMANI, my odd kinds.
I am Jay Bernard, my odd kinds.
And we welcome you. We have an exciting show this evening. We always have an exciting show, or else we're not going to do it.
Amen. Amen.
So, hold on to your seats, get some tea or whatever you're drinking, and relax and enjoy the show this evening. I think you're going to like it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We have a wonderful guest, someone that Imani and I know very well, and we're so excited for our guest tonight to share with us some very important health education for our overall well-being. But before we begin, it is a part of our ritual and tradition to begin with a brief meditative, mindful moment as our opening. So, if you would like to participate, you don't have to. I like to invite you to take a moment if you're relaxed and just sitting and listening, or even if you're driving. Well, I doubt you're driving and listening.
They can drive and listen.
But if you are,
but they can't meditate and listen.
Yeah, you can't close your eyes because that's the first thing I want to ask you to do.
Close your eyes.
I want to invite you to take a moment just to close your eyes and
Those of you not driving.
Take in 3 breaths, deep and full. Begin to allow all the thoughts circulating through your mind to dissipate for a moment. In a way that you can do that, even though they will come back every 3 seconds, is focus on the breathing and begin to relax your body. Let your shoulders drop. Just feel your shoulders drop a millimeter or a centimeter. That's releasing the anxiety and the stress that you were not consciously aware that you are carrying. And breathe. We pay homage to the ancestors. We don't worship our ancestors. And they've already granted us permission to proceed with the show. As they are with us in spirit and in truth to help us to raise our frequencies to another level. The elevation of those frequencies are already taking place. And I invite you, as your frequencies are rising in the moment, to hear these words and allow them to become an active part of both your imagination and your interactions with yourself as well as with others. Look a little deeper. Number 244 from the wisdom of Thich Nhat Hanh, your true home. Look a little deeper. We all know that understanding and compassion can relieve suffering. This is not just a platitude. Where there's understanding and compassion, there's relief and help for ourselves and for others. Our practice is to keep that understanding and compassion alive. As busy as we are, when we take time to look a little bit more deeply within, we can always find more understanding and more compassion to offer. Look a little deeper. It is indeed for the ancestors who are currently and always looking deep into our heart as they hold our highest good as their favor. Ashe.
Ashe.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you for that. It's always important to look a little deeper. What you see on the surface is not always indicative of the true essence of anything. So we are going to get right into our show. I have just a couple of announcements because we don't want to take up any of Monica's time. Want to make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If some folks are still saying they can't find us on Facebook, even though we've sent out links, Stepping Into My Power on Facebook is now where our show is stationed. So that's one way to find us in addition to YouTube and LinkedIn. And so if you would please subscribe to our YouTube channel, you will always get the announcements about the show. Progressively Yours Health and Wellness Podcast. There it is on the screen, Health and 6600. I don't know why, but that's the code for the show. Also, we invite you, those who are in or near the Atlanta area or visiting us anytime soon, to come and visit Precision Health and Wellness, the Precision Health and Wellness Center, where we have our red light bed, which is getting rave reviews. People are enjoying it and they're coming back and signing up for packages. So we're enjoying it, and we invite you to come and spend some time with us in the red light bed. And we've had a couple of shows, past 2 shows on the marine phytoplankton supplement, which is very, very, very powerful. Order some today. They have a 2-month empty jar guarantee. If you don't like it, send the jars back. They'll send you all of your money. So you can go to Bluegenics, BLUG, there it is, EN. Don't put the E in front of the G because that messes people up. Bluegenics.com/Sankofa. And finally, there is a new way to list your business that's actually free, and it's online. It's similar to Groupon, except the businesses are not being charged. So you can sign up today as a partner on partner.passpass, there it is, .com/IMANI. And if you want to sign up as an affiliate and help get the word out, I believe they pay a little commission. I don't even know how much it is, but they're encouraging people to do that so that they can share it with the businesses that they know and make a little bit of money on the side. So the name of the business is PassPass, and they're going to be launching, I believe, July 10th. So they're asking people to sign up for free, totally for free for the businesses. And I think that's my last announcement. We have the wonderful, wonderful pleasure of introducing and bringing to our show Monica Tempel. As Bernard mentioned, she's a good friend of ours. We have engaged her services many, many, many times. She's amazing with what she does. She's so dedicated. Monica Tempel is a researcher and educator of all things natural, non-toxic, and evidence-based that can help the body heal from illnesses and disease. She is a functional medicine certified health coach specializing in natural and non-toxic cancer treatments. She's a Bredesen protocol certified coach for Alzheimer's and cognitive decline. She's an NLS Bio-Resonance Therapist, which tests the body's energy to see where it is low, which can lead to illness and disease. Well, we always talk about energy and vibration. When your vibration is low, that's an opening for disease and illness. She's also listed with the pulsed electromagnetic Rife frequency specialist, using frequencies to help strengthen the body's immune system, and again, raise those vibrations. And I believe if she's not the organizer, she's very involved with the Healing Strong group of Atlanta. She's one of the leaders, and it's a holistic cancer support group. Very, very dedicated, very, very knowledgeable. Monica, come and join us up on the screen, please.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi.
Monica. Yes. And just such a very, very nice person.
Hmm.
Just down to earth, uh, just easy to have a conversation with about anything that's related to health and wellness. And we're so honored and happy that you're with us tonight. And
Hmm.
we appreciate the care that you have both offered and provided for both of us to help us on our healing journey. And so publicly, we say
To
thank
thank
you
you.
very, very
Absolutely.
much.
And Monica, we also appreciate you because we know Tuesday night is the night that you have your call. So I don't know if you abandoned your call this evening so that you could do this, but that we really appreciate that because I know how dedicated we are with our program, and so we know that you are as well. And thank you
Thank you.
for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm just as honored. Everything you said, right back at you.
All
Guys,
right.
wonderful
Thank
folks.
you.
Yeah.
So, Monica, since we know you and we're appreciative of having an opportunity to get to know you, share with our audience who do not know you before we get into some of the technical conversation a little bit about who you are when you think about Monica Temple. How did you see yourself when you think of your life from birth to age 12? What are just free associate with me the first images, stories that come to mind?
Highlights, people, family, places.
So I'm I was the first child in the entire family. So the first grandchild also. I was a helper, always wanted to help, always wanted to be involved with everything going on. Always wanted to be a nurse. So that was a lot. My passion was just learning and like if someone had an issue, I would like try to figure out what I could do for them. And to this day, I still do. So I'm always like Googling things for people. Um, but so I actually, I grew up, we were in California, but then we moved here when I was in seventh grade. And I ended up going to the University of Georgia where I got a degree in psychology. I still wanted to be a nurse, but the waiting list for Georgia's nursing school was 2 years and you couldn't go in as a freshman.
Hmm.
So I did take some I went to another college, took a nursing course for the year, and ended up figuring like that's not what I wanted to do. So I actually went into functional health as a coach. So I already had a year of nursing school, so I had that under my belt. But functional medicine really teaches you about all the systems in the body and how they correlate together. Functional medicine is more of instead of just prescribing you a medication to take care of the symptoms, we're going to find out what's causing the symptoms and then get rid of that. And then the symptoms just go away on their own. And that's kind of how I've started my practice with what I do is coaching people on what to do to get rid of the symptoms naturally. Things that I mean, I love doctors in the American Medical Association. But we just go a little bit differently in trying to teach people what it is that's causing their symptoms.
Hmm.
They can get rid of that. So that's what I've been doing, and I'm always researching different things. And yes, and what you were right about I'm a group leader for a holistic cancer support group called Healing Strong. I do a call every Tuesday night, just with all kinds of natural cures that may have been suppressed, you may not have heard of. They're just not in the natural realm, not natural. They're just something that most medical doctors are not aware of. They don't teach it in medical school. So, but I did have my call tonight, but I left the call and let all the ladies chat and talk.
I see McPatty said that she's got you covered.
Oh, yes, Patty's awesome. She took control of that. So
She
and
is.
Cher too. Cher and Patty are awesome.
Is that
So,
the Patty that we're supposed to call who does organizing?
yes, Pat, Mick Organizer Patty. Yes.
We are definitely going to be calling you Miss Patty. Thank you for joining us. And she's probably on two screens right now. So I appreciate you being here. Something I was going to say. I don't know. The mind keeps going a
So,
million
so,
miles an hour.
so Monica, who inspired you when you look back as a little girl to be interested in medicine, health, and in this vision for nursing? Who did you look up to?
There was a nursing show on TV.
Oh, really?
I don't remember what it was, but I know everyone has probably seen it. You know, like when they wore the white dress and the white stiff hat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I just thought they were all so beautiful, and
Mm-hmm.
you know,
And
that's
good.
as a little girl, you look at that stuff, and then so it just piqued my interest.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So we understand that you have a presentation. Do you
Yes.
want to do that? And then that can, generate more discussion about what you do, how you do it.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm going to talk a little bit. I mean, part of what I do is in the talk. We're going to talk about it's all energy.
The question, I'm sorry, before you do that, did you have a link or is your call open for people to get on and learn about, the cancer?
So it's ended now. We do it at 6:30 for about an hour and a half or 2 hours. So I'm sure they've ended the call because I told them they needed to be on this call.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Or they need to be watching on one of the 3 avenues that they can do that.
Okay.
So,
but I'm saying for the future.
Yes, for the future, if they just want to email me, then and say you want to be on the list. It's called Thriver Tuesday. So I do 2. There's a Zoom call every Tuesday, Thriver Tuesday, and then the 4th Sunday of every month, I have an in-person meeting in Roswell at the Well of Roswell for the that's the holistic, that's Healing Strong's cancer support group. But we talk about everything. You don't have to have. I have many people who have other issues as well.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. That was a thought that kept kind of floating in and out of my head. It's like invite them to the call. Thank you, Monica. All right, so continue with your presentation.
Okay, so Albert Einstein said this. You guys can read that. So Tesla also was big into the energy, the vibration. That is the universe. We haven't really been educated in that, but I think that's all coming down the pipe now. But everything in the universe is energy. Everything works on energy. We are electric beings. We are little batteries running around, and we work on millivolts. So it's like the electricity runs through us. And as long as we're vibrating at a healthy level, the body will remain healthy. It's when the energy drops in different systems or organs or cells in the body, that's when sickness and disease starts. So we always need to be at the optimal energy in order to remain healthy. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And there are so many different ways to do this, but I'm kind of going to focus on the emotional and mental aspect of it, because that's the least talked about. Many people will treat themselves with medication and all kinds of different therapies, but they really forget about that a lot of what causes our illness can be in our minds. And it just shows itself as a physical ailment. So let me just get this out of the way. My disclaimer. Okay, this presentation is for educational purposes only. It is not meant as psychological or medical advice, nor is it meant to replace psychological or medical advice. Some of the information presented may not have been reviewed or approved by the American Psychiatric Association or the American Medical Association. It is your responsibility to consult with your psychiatrist, therapist, or other licensed medical professional before changing any current or starting any new therapies or supplements. Education is power, and this presentation is designed to help you make better decisions about your own emotional and physical health. So we're going to talk about our bodies and how we are mostly water. As you can see here, it depends what website you're looking at, but we're about 75% water, structured water, which means that our body makes the water special. It's energetic. It's magnetic. There's ways to make your own structured water. You can put water in the sun. You can put crystals in your water. All this forms like crystalline type structures. And that's really the best water for our bodies. So whatever we put into we want to put the most pure water into our bodies. So tap water, not pure. Berkey water, distilled water. There's all different kinds of pure water you can get. So just make that something to be aware of as well. So our body's mostly water. Our brains have the most water. 95% of our brain is water. Our lungs are 90%. The blood is 83%. Our muscles are 76%. The bones are 22%. So that's why we have to be hydrated. This means this is our fluid, the fluid that runs through our veins, the fluid inside the cells, and the fluid around the cells, which is called the interstitial fluid. All of that needs to be fully hydrated and pumped up and plump so that keeps all of the pathogens and everything else from getting into the cells. When cells are not hydrogenated enough, that's when things can get into the cells. So water and oxygen are two of the most important things that keep us healthy. And why we're talking about water is because since water is one of the best conductors of electricity, it carries a lot of the vibrations and energy that we have as humans. So everything in our body has a different frequency. Our voices have frequency, right? Music has frequency. Thoughts have frequency. They can either lower your vibration or make your vibration high. Music has frequency. So all of the things, all that frequency affects all the water in our body. It affects water in streams. It affects the water that we're drinking. So we want to always put out the most positive, highest vibrational water that we can so that is helping us optimally. And I want to show you this as how what we say and think can affect water. So this is Masaru Emoto was a researcher, and he did some studies with water where if you can see here, there's before and after photos. I'm going to put my little mouse here. So he took some stream water. Well, he did it with all different kinds of water. But he would put this water under a microscope, and then he would talk to it. So he would say a prayer, or he would say, "I love you." He would say, "You're beautiful." And then he would freeze the water, and these crystalline structures were the result, right? So this shows that thoughts have intentions. Our thoughts and intentions have big impact on water, especially the water in our body. Words can change the crystallization of water into beautiful patterns or ugly blobs, which we'll see in the next slide. And water has memory, and many diseases start from these repressed emotions which carry low vibrations. And low vibrations cannot make beautiful snowflake water crystals like this. So we'll see here, you can see on the bottom, we'll start with on the bottom. The bottom is why we don't want to talk negatively to ourselves, to other people, to our pets. It changes the structures of the water in our bodies, as well as the water in what we're drinking. You know, there's water in our food and the vegetables and fruits. So every time that you say something negative, that vibration goes out there, and it can change the water that's in anything that we're eating. It's in us. So on the bottom, you'll see on the bottom left corner, it says, when you say, "You make me sick," this is what the water looked like after being frozen. Saying the word evil created this. I can't, something's covering this up here, so I can't see it. But so saying bad words basically will not create these pretty designs. Like look up here, "You fool." But then you say "peace," "I love you," "angel." It looks like a halo. "Thank you," "wisdom," "truth," "eternal." So this is why it's important. And we're going to talk about this. My presentation is going to be why it's important not to say negative things and how this affects our bodies. And if we are constantly in a low vibration because we are sad or angry, we have hate in our hearts, we're surrounded with people who are mean or negative, like a boss, energy vampires, which is a whole nother presentation I have on how to avoid them. But these are people who suck out your energy and lower your vibration. So we want to make sure that we do everything to keep our vibrations high, which will keep our cells and our tissues healthy. And this book right here, The Hidden Messages in Water, is an excellent book to read about this. And I put a little QR code up there if you want to just click on that to purchase it. I always tell everyone to have their cell phones out. I think this is going to be on YouTube, though, and Facebook. So you probably, it's not going to be time sensitive. You'll have time to write this stuff down. Excellent book. So we'll move forward. So I tell you this, and I want you to be cognizant of why we don't want to bring negativity into our worlds. And there will always be negative people around you. So we need to be very conscious that we are surrounding ourselves with people who bring us up, people who have very positive outlooks. And this is something where it's never too late to start, to go through your friend group, people you are around, your neighbors, people you work with. Identify the ones who pump you up. Identify the ones who are always sucking you dry, like an energy vampire, or people who are more narcissistic and just take your time, use you, abuse you. And that's something that everyone, I think I don't know what age you are. The earlier you start, the better. So this is something to teach to your children as well. Because our brains have the most water in our body, and water regulates our body temperature. It detoxifies our body. It helps with metabolism, protects our organs. It's a cushion. The total amount of water in our body overall is about 37 liters. Muscles contain 75.6% water. Water transports nutrients and oxygen into our cells. It moisturizes the air in our lungs. It helps our organs to absorb nutrition better. Our blood is about 84% water. Water removes waste from our body. Our bones consist of water, and it protects and moisturizes our joints. So that's why. So we're going to move on now to vibration. So just so you'll understand, these are the things in our body. A healthy human body, again, depending on what website you're looking at, it averages between 72 and 90 millihertz. So, and that is everything, every organ, every tissue, every cell, every pathogen in our body has its own individual frequency. Each cancer cells, depending on the type, they have their own individual frequencies. Worms, viruses, bacteria. So we identify those using the bioresonance machine, and then we use the Rife machine to address those issues, to bring the energy back up. Because when you have pathogens in your body, it irritates and it inflames the tissue surrounding it. And inflammation is one of the biggest causes of all the diseases out there. It all starts with inflammation. Then inflammation turns chronic, and that chronic inflammation turns into diseases and illnesses. So looking through the body, so the sickness starts at about 60. So when you're vibrating at 60, or any part of your body is, that body is falling into a sickness area. Cold symptoms are 58, flu symptoms 57, candida is 55, Epstein-Barr 42, onset of death. So you're considered clinically dead at 25 millihertz. So then you look at food, right? Processed food. This is anything in a can or a box. That's the middle, right? The middle, all the aisles in the grocery store. Pretty much the food doesn't have a frequency. And if it doesn't have a frequency, there's no life in there. And this is because they radiate all the food. All the food they put into a grocery store, except for fresh vegetables, although you have to be careful because they're going after those too. But Usually in the fresh vegetable section, there should be non-radiated foods that's living and still has the healthy minerals and vitamins we need for our cells. Fresh produce, dry herbs, and fresh herbs all have high millihertz. Essential oils have some of the highest. So I'd say the top ones are frankincense, myrrh, and melissa, which is lemon balm. So definitely surround yourself with some good quality, very high quality essential oils, and you can diffuse them into your air so you're breathing them. All of these things are going to bring up our vibration. Anything that has a good vibration will help to raise our vibration, especially since the world we live in has so many things that are low. So toxic environments lower our vibration. That's our internal environment, what we're putting in our body, whether, food, water, what we're drinking, the air we're breathing, the environments inside our home, external environment. These can be things. When we go to work, there might be mold. The things that we breathe in just from the exhaust pipes in the air. I don't know about chemtrails. That's a whole nother story. The things we put on our body, lotions and creams, a lot of those can be toxic. So today we're going to focus, though, on the toxic emotional and mental environment. So words and thoughts are energetic patterns. And these patterns, as we discussed earlier, can change the structure of water. And since we are mostly water, and water really helps to run our bodies efficiently, we want to make sure that we are really saying positive words to increase our frequency. We want to always keep our frequency high. So negative words, negative thoughts, sadness, anger, pain, sorrow, all of those things they're low frequency and they lower our overall frequency. And I'm not talking about being positive all the time. I know that's just not realistic, but we have the power to make choices about the words that come out of our mouth. We can't always control what's going through our head, but whatever comes out of our mouth, we have a choice. So we don't need to verbalize negativity. So anything that you say out loud carries a higher frequency than something in your mind. And when I say higher frequency, it's just more powerful. So when you're thinking something, there is frequency, but when you actually say it out loud, it has more frequency. It's actually vibrating in the universe. So we don't want to say negative things because they are negative frequencies, which will bring us down. And the mind is a funny thing. It believes everything we tell it. Our minds and brains cannot distinguish between truth and lies, fiction and reality. So if we keep telling our mind bad things about ourselves, that we're ugly or we don't deserve things or that he doesn't love me, that's your body believes that's what you believe. If you say, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, I'm klutzy, anything that you say about yourself that's negative, you are bringing that into manifestation because you're telling your mind that's how you are, and your brain will believe it. So it's better to say, I'm not a klutz. Say things opposite of what you would, and make your mind believe that you're none of these things, that you are super powerful, you have all your thoughts together, you're beautiful, smart, have lots of friends. Just as if your mind is believing it, you will stay in a higher vibration. Because being human and being the way that we're brought up, I think we're just kind of raised with a propensity to be negative. So we want to change that now. And we have the control. It's up to us to make that decision. And once you make the decision, it will become a habit and you will just fall right into it and you will notice a big change. So basically everything that we say out loud, we have the power to manifest. So we want to manifest positive, good things in our life and not the negative. So lesson number 2, aside from learning about the water, we want to stop voicing anything negative. Don't let anything negative cross your lips. If you need to, make it more of a neutral statement. So instead of saying, "Oh, I hate that. I would never eat that," you can say, "I'm not crazy about the taste. It's just more neutral. It's not as negative." Be cognizant of that. Keeping our vibrations high. So we are the best when our vibrations are high. Negative self-talk lowers our vibrations. Negative self-talk or negative talk from other people lowers our vibration. Negative feelings lower our vibration. So we should really learn and teach yourself to be neutral, to talk more neutral instead of these extremes of I hate, I can't, that's awful, that sucks. All the words that come out naturally. Well, it's not naturally. I think we're more natural to be, if we're taught from childhood to be more positive, we could be. So voice nothing negative about yourself. Voice nothing negative about your spouse. Voice nothing negative about your children. Voice nothing negative about your future. Like brings like. So if we are only voicing positive and no negative things out into the universe, that's what we're going to get back. If we put out positive things about our children and talk about how beautiful and smart they are, that's what's coming back to them and to us. We talk about our spouse, talk about them in the most positive manner, and about your future also. Have good things to say about your future, that you're going to be successful, that you will just bring abundance, and that everything you have is before you and you're going to conquer the world. So, and I know it sounds odd, but that is kind of how it is. So I apologize. My PowerPoint seems to have changed the way that it's up here now. So basically, make a conscious effort to modify your beliefs, mindsets, and your subconscious. So how do we do this? It's not the easiest thing, but it is a habit that you can get into. But it doesn't have to be difficult. So simplicity. Simplicity is key. Just start being cognizant of what comes out of your mouth and start altering your vocabulary to be more positive, just to say positive words. Actually, let's reframe that. Always being positive is difficult. So let's just alter our vocabulary not to voice any negative words, negative sounds, negative feelings like sarcasm, anger, don't roll your eyes. All these things are negative gestures and other people take them negatively. So you're just spreading the negative around. Just always be positive. No, let's rephrase that. It's hard to not say because everyone always says that's the biggest thing when you go on the internet. Be positive. Everyone should be positive all the time. I'm just saying, let's not be negative. Let's not put the negative out there and put the good out there. Minimize the negative. Be consciously aware of your self-talk, how you talk to yourself in your mind and how you're talking to yourself out loud. Always be cognizant and change the way you speak about yourself, and you'll see big change in how you're acting and in the things that you bring into your life. Energy follows energy. If you want to bring high vibrating people into your life, you need to vibrate at that level. Whatever you're vibrating at, you're going to attract. So embrace day-to-day pressure. So just go out every day knowing that there's going to be hiccups. There's going to be things that don't go your way. You're going to be stuck in traffic. Just be aware and, train yourself not to be upset, right? Traffic is not personal. So, and we know we're going to be in it. So get Audible. I have Audible on my phone. And when I'm sitting in traffic, I listen to books. A good book is Dodging Energy Vampires by Christine Northrup. Fabulous book. There's another one called The Healing Code. That's another fabulous book. So we will move. Oh, and also good things happen to both, or bad things happen to both good people and bad. I mean, bad. Everyone has bad things happen. Good people still get good and bad things happening to them. So another thing to just be always aware of, be prepared for, and don't take it personally. So you put out what comes back to you. So consciously exude gratitude, love, thankfulness, forgiveness, and remorse. So wake up with gratitude. Thank God that, you wake up in the morning. Thank goodness that you're awake. You have the ability to see and to hear and to think. Surround yourself with good energy. Crystals have really high energy. So put some crystals in your room. Salt lamps, salt, the Himalayan sea salt, any of the sea salts have a lot of good energy with them. Again, you can run the diffuser. So surround yourself with good energy. Also good people. Don't, invite good people into your home. Become friends with good, high energy, positive people. Remove what's covering your light. This is a good one, right? So I don't know if you've ever heard the term energy vampires. I've said it a couple times, but that's just basically the people in our lives that we don't even realize sometimes. They're the ones that never stop talking. They're the ones that can never get off the phone. They're the ones who are always complaining. They're the ones who will, be super, super nice to you when they need something and then blow you off when they don't. Again, Christine Northrup has a great book called Dodging Energy Vampires. So try to surround yourself with people who are on your same level and who appreciate you and who bring you joy. Also, the things you have in your house, if they don't bring you joy, get rid of them. If there's a lot of clutter, I know a good organizer, McPatty Langston. You can give her a call. Let me know. I will give you her number. She came to my house and she organized my house, and it just feels so much better all the way around. It just raises the vibration. And once you get rid of the old stuff sitting around your house, new things will come in to your atmosphere, and you'll notice these things coming into your life. You live in the present tense. The present tense is what is happening right now. Forget about the negativity in the past, the people who hurt us in the past, the jobs that didn't work out, friends that let us down. Those were all the past. Every day we wake up, we have the option to be anything we want to be within limits. So let's be the best version of ourselves by putting the highest vibrating energy out that we can. So let's be the light. And remember that when the light comes out, the vampires run. What that means is that these people who are vibrating so low and are constantly manipulating other people and taking up their time, they won't know what to do with your energy. They thrive off people with low energy. They need that. They suck it up. If you are vibrating so high, they just don't know what to do with you. They will leave to find someone who's an easier target. Excuse me, I'm going to get some water. And always remember too, every day you take steps forward. Always be thankful that you may not be where you want to be yet, but you're not where you used to be. You're moving forward. So how do we know what's causing us pain and sorrow? What is raising our vibration and lowering it? Ask yourself. When you're thinking or things that you're thinking about, ask yourself, does this thought serve me? Is this something that is in my highest and best interest? Replace whatever those thoughts are that aren't serving you with the gratitude thought. Just be grateful for something. Think of something pleasant that makes you happy, and then hold on to that thought while you take deep breaths. This will help get you into a different mindset, and it will get these other thoughts out of your head. So counting while you're breathing, you can't be doing two things at once. So if we're counting, it's taking our mind off of the other stuff that may not be serving us well. which is basically what Bernard was doing earlier in the call, right? You take a breath, count to 3, hold it for 3 while you count, let it out for 3, hold it for 3, breathe in for 3. You can start with 3. There's also one called, you can do the 6s. So there's, you breathe in, you can work your way up, do 4 counts, then 6 counts, and really breathe deeply to bring that oxygen into your lungs. And keep catching yourself. Be cognizant. Every time you catch yourself, thank yourself that you caught yourself. Don't be angry. Just say, oh, I'm so glad I caught myself. Thanks for bringing that into my attention. And then you change it. And every time you do that, you bring it to the surface and create a habit. Now, there are times in our lives when things happen to us that really do hurt, and we need to get those emotions out, because burying the emotions is not healthy either. So when something happens, take the time that you need in the moment to feel the pain, right? You can cry, yell, scream, hit your pillow, say what you need to. You can be negative in this time. And then take a deep breath, shake it off, and let it go and move on. If you need to set a timer, set a timer. Keep a timer on your desk or in your bedroom or in the kitchen. That if you ever feel, some people just need to get that out, right? You just need to get it out. Set the timer for 3 minutes or 5 minutes and let yourself go through it. Cry, get it out of your system, feel sorry for yourself. But do it on a time schedule. And then when it's done, take a deep breath, take several deep breaths, and then just move on. So consciously exude gratitude. So what does that mean, right? You guys can read through this. It's pretty easy to understand. You made the green light. Yay. Thank you for the green light. Thanks that I got here on time. Notice the trees. Take a walk outside. Look at the leaves and look how beautiful it is when the sun streams through the leaves. Like, how often do we do that? When you're walking, walk outside and notice all the beautiful colors. Do we ever notice how beautiful and green it is? Especially if you're here in Atlanta, it just gets so green. Walk barefoot. That's earthing. That brings good positive energy into our systems. I'm going to be wrapping this up soon. So there's something called Ho'oponopono. It's an old Hawaiian prayer. And you say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And you say it over and over and over again. Many people have beads, like a necklace of beads, and they'll say it for every bead on the necklace. And what you're doing is you are you're putting all these things out in the universe. You're apologizing. You're asking for forgiveness, and you're thanking, and you're putting love out there. So all these things are coming back to you. When you put this out, it comes back to you. So you're going to be getting what's coming back to you are apologies, forgiveness, gratefulness and love. And that is something you can look up. Okay, so again, let's go back to remember the water. We talked about the water and what it does to the water in our body when we say negative things, even the negative thoughts. So what does that do? After all the water in our body is all messed up and looks like mud and slush, it causes systemic inflammation throughout the body. That's what systemic means, throughout the body. It decreases our immune responses, inhibits programmed cancer cell death, reduction in our cytotoxic function of natural killer cells. It suppresses all the things that are necessary in our life to kill the cancer cells or in our body. It inhibits DNA repair. It stimulates cancer cell blood cell growth. There's just so many things. So that if that's not reason enough, I don't know what is. These are just different ways you can raise your vibration. Laughter. Go to a comedy show. If you need, there's something called Dry Bar Comedy on YouTube, and it's clean family comedy without all the dirty words. So you can find those. There's just great comedy clubs here in Atlanta, and it really raises your spirit to laugh. So just reading through these things. And there's a great book too. The last book I'll recommend is The 4 Agreements. Be impeccable with your word, which means always watch what comes out of your mouth. Don't take anything personally. Anything that people say is all about them. It's not you. Those people who are sarcastic and who are trying to hurt you, they're the ones hurting. They hurt inside so bad that they need to hurt you, right? So just know that so many of these times when people do things or they say things, or maybe they ignored you, maybe their mind is just on other things, right? It's never about you. It's about them. Don't make assumptions. Be very clear in what you say. Don't assume that people understand what you're talking about. Always, ask, did you understand what I said? This eliminates a lot of issues. And always do your best, right? That's all we can ask for. So I'm going to close that out there. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I can't hear you.
Sorry about that.
You.
Okay. That was wonderful. I knew we were kindred spirits because I teach the Ho'oponopono, and we've discussed the 4 agreements on the show before. So there's a lot of overlap in terms of your perspective. Dr. Emoto, I used to teach about the water.
Yeah.
So this is all wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay. So in my mind, it's like, okay, so we have to have you back for part 2 because you're just warming up.
Yeah, actually, I have a whole section on narcissistic behavior, energy vampires. How to identify them. They're all over the place. We don't even realize how many there are.
Oh, absolutely.
So we only have about 6 minutes remaining, but our producer, we have various questions, and we want to see if we can get through in the next 4 minutes as many as we possibly can. So Janet, go ahead and
so there's
run
one,
the statements and questions. We have one
from Shelley.
What's
the 3rd statement? I'm sorry. Please forgive me, and I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, and thank you.
So the 3rd was don't make assumptions. It says find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want.
No, I think
with others. Is that what you were saying? The 3rd.
Ho'oponopono.
Sorry. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
It is, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And you say it over and over again. In fact, I bought some of the beads from Hawaii. They're wooden type beads, or they're seed beads, like actual seeds, not the tiny seed beads. And you just you say it. It's like it takes maybe 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they say it's very healing and powerful also.
So Jackie, we would have to bring her back to have a conversation about the device, because it's more than one device, and that would be a show in and of itself. So we'll have part 2. I don't know. We'll see when that can happen, and we will let the audience know.
Yeah, even if we have to schedule it on a night that you're available other than Tuesday, I mean, it would be worth doing a special show to talk about your technology. And Jackie, we want to thank you for all of your comments. Jackie said, she actually said, the best guest ever.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. And that's high praise, because Jackie is not lightweight.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I love you guys. You guys are always fun.
Yeah, we love you too.
And this is McPatty. This is our McOrganizer, if anyone needs an organizer.
Yes, she's wonderful, McPatty. Yeah, we were having some sidebars, and she said, Mick, thank you. And I said, Mick, welcome.
She's Mick awesome.
Mick awesome, absolutely.
I want to also, just kind of publicly thank you for that presentation and the mental and the emotional element of the discussion, because as you know, that's what I do every day,
Yeah.
all day. At least anywhere from 6 to 7 to 8, sometimes
10.
9 hours. Storytelling.
10.
Listening to these negative voices and vibrations. So I would take what you're sharing tonight to add how it changes the molecular water structure within the body's fluid. I wasn't aware of that, but as you were going through the presentation about voices, I've done a presentation from PBSB, which is Plesso Voicium. I can't get it out right now. Psychomotor psychotherapy that talks about, it focuses on the negative voices in the head. And so I'm listening every day for these negative voices to help make a quick correction in terms of shifting the negative voices into more affirming voices
Right.
and affirmative affirmations. So that's very, very important. And I did that today in my women's group, and you could instantly see when I'm able to coach. Say, well, let's change that and let's try this affirmation. I mean, you can just see it change. That change happen instantly in the face. And so what you're saying is just very, very spot on.
Right.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
Mm-hmm. And I just like the whole flow of your presentation.
Oh, thank you.
It's made so much sense. And so thank you for connecting the dots for everyone. Thank you all for watching and listening. I know we had a lot of comments. I was here trying to respond as we were listening to you. But we really encourage people to give us your thoughts and your feedback about the show. And we are grateful that you chose to be here with us this evening.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. And don't go anywhere. We are going to have to sign off in like 10 seconds, but you stay in the background and we'll just do our little close up.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we want to thank our audience and those of you who have shared with us tonight. We are so hopeful that you're taking something away for yourself, that not only that you can share with yourself, but also with others, especially those who are close to you, and help to elevate frequencies and vibrations of positivity in their lives. So thank you for being here with us. It is indeed for the ancestors that we come and that we share in this forum.
That's supposed to throw it. Have a
for
good
the
evening.
Ancestors. Ashe.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Right.